he's head and shoulders above whoever the next player is. And I've been fortunate to coach a lot of great defensive players, but you talk about Lawrence Taylor now, that's a whole different conversation.
Son, I gotta do that in this.
In the small town of Williamsburg, Virginia, on February 4th, 1959, a boy was born who would grow up to not just play football, but redefine it. His name was Lawrence Julius Taylor, but the world would come to know him simply as LT, the most feared, electrifying, and disruptive defensive player the game of football had ever seen. His journey began humbly. The son of Clarence Taylor, a shipyard worker, and Iris Taylor, a schoolteacher, Lawrence was raised with discipline and a strong work ethic. But football wasn't his first love. In fact, growing up, he was more interested in baseball and basketball. It wasn't until age 15 that he seriously picked up football, later than most kids destined for stardom. But once he stepped onto the gridiron, it was clear Taylor was different. Even as a teenager, his speed, agility, and aggression stood out. By the time he enrolled at Lafayette High School, his raw athleticism turned heads. Still, few could have predicted the impact he'd eventually make. After high school, Taylor accepted a scholarship to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, playing under coach Dick Crum. Initially recruited as a defensive lineman, it wasn't until his junior year that he transitioned to outside linebacker, a move that would unlock his full potential. In that position, Taylor became a nightmare for opposing offenses, recording 16 sacks his senior year, wreaking havoc off the edge with a mix of speed, ferocity, and instinct the college game hadn't seen before. His dominance earned him consensus, All-American honors, and the ACC Player of the Year award in 1980. Scouts were enamored, broadcasters buzzed, coaches strategized how they could possibly stop him. Heading into the 1981 NFL Draft, Lawrence Taylor was the undisputed top defensive prospect, a game changer. The New York Giants, holding the second overall pick, made their move. They selected Taylor, hoping he could resurrect a franchise that had languished in mediocrity. What they didn't know was that they weren't just drafting a player. They were drafting a revolution. From his rookie season, Taylor transformed the Giants' defense. He didn't play linebacker the way it was designed. He attacked. He blitzed from anywhere, over tackles, up the middle, off the edge. He broke the mold of containment and coverage. Offensive coordinators scrambled to adjust. Left tackles had sleepless nights. Running backs were forced into blocking assignments they'd never practiced. Quarterbacks felt the footsteps even when Taylor wasn't there. In 1981, Taylor won the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, an unprecedented feat. He helped lead the Giants to their first playoff berth since 1963. Fans at Giants Stadium finally had something to believe in, and they believed in number 56. Through the 1980s, Taylor became the face of the Giants and the terror of the league. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times, in 1981, 1982, and 1986. His ability to disrupt plays at the line of scrimmage, chase down quarterbacks, and force turnovers changed how offenses operated. Teams invented new blocking schemes, adding extra linemen and tight ends just to slow him down. In 1986, Taylor reached his zenith. He recorded 20.5 sacks, led the Giants to a 14-2 record, and was named NFL Most Valuable Player, an honor almost never given to a defensive player. That year, the Giants' defense, known as the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, steamrolled their way through the playoffs, culminating in a Super Bowl 21 victory over the Denver Broncos. In 1990, at age 31, he helped lead the Giants to another title, this time Super Bowl 25, in a dramatic 20-19 win over the Buffalo Bills. With 2 championships, an MVP, and 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, Taylor had built a resume few defenders could rival. Yet off the field, Taylor's life was chaotic, a whirlwind of excess, fueled by fame, money, and temptation. He battled substance abuse, earning suspensions and fines. He once admitted, I lived life on the edge, sometimes over it. His reckless lifestyle became tabloid fodder, but despite personal demons, on Sundays, he never let up. Teammates marveled at his ability to turn it on between the lines, even after turbulent nights. Behind the ferocity was also a charismatic leader. Teammates described him as hilarious, loyal, and larger than life. By the time he retired after the 1993 season, Taylor had left an indelible mark. 10 Pro Bowl selections, 8 first-team All-Pro honors, 132.5 career sacks, and countless offensive coordinators forced to reinvent the game just to survive. But beyond the stats, Taylor's true impact was cultural. He revolutionized the linebacker position. Before LT, outside linebackers were primarily coverage players. After LT, they became pass-rushing weapons. He made the blind side hit legendary, prompting teams to prioritize left tackles in the draft. He inspired generations of defenders, from Derek Thomas to Von Miller to Micah Parsons, all chasing his standard. In 1999, he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. Standing at the podium, Taylor reflected candidly, "I wasn't perfect, but I gave everything I had." The crowd roared, honoring a man who played with reckless abandon and undeniable greatness. After football, Taylor's life was a mixture of business ventures, acting roles, and public battles with his past. He appeared in films like Any Given Sunday, authored an autobiography, and remained a magnetic figure in sports media. His candidness about his struggles earned him both criticism and praise. More importantly, Taylor focused on redemption, seeking sobriety, speaking to youth about the dangers of addiction, and mending broken relationships. He became a more present father to his children. In interviews, Taylor reflected on fatherhood with humility. "You don't realize when you're young how important it is to be there. I'm making sure I'm there now," he shared. Today, LT remains an ambassador of the game, a living legend whose shadow still looms over every linebacker who lines up on the edge. His number 56 jersey is iconic, not just in New York, but across football history. When you talk about players who didn't just play the game, but changed it, Lawrence Taylor stands alone. He didn't just dominate, he forced the NFL to evolve. From a quiet boy in Williamsburg to the roaring coliseums of the NFL, from triumphs under the lights to battles in the dark, Lawrence Taylor's story is one of brilliance, chaos, redemption, and transformation. As the lights fade and the echoes of stadium cheers grow distant, one thing is certain. Football has never been the same since Lawrence Taylor stepped on the field, and it never will be.